happy Monday. Hope you are having a beautiful Monday. Hope you had a lovely weekend as well. So today I'm coming at you with a winter inspired salad. So we are using fennel, apple, and Brussels sprouts. I love apples, I love Brussels sprouts, and fennel is actually a vegetable that I have come to enjoy. I'm not a huge fan of licorice. It's funny because I love like Vietnamese food like pho, everything like that, which uses star anise. Indian food uses they can use fennel, anise, a whole bunch of things. So that's like the whole licorice family. I remember as a kid, I hated black licorice. I thought it was absolutely disgusting. But over time, I've come to realize that fennel is actually a beautiful food. And if you actually roast it, you don't get that potent licoricey flavor that it has if you eat it, if you were to eat it raw. So yeah, when it comes to the winter, I love incorporating fennel. There's so many beautiful benefits when it comes to fennel, and it's just something different. You guys know me, I'm all about variety. I'm about, making the same dish 12 different ways. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. Let me know if you have any questions. Just leave them in the comments and I'll be sure to answer them. So first off, we are starting with some fennel. I just had one bulb. I'll actually show you what it looks like in a second. Well, never mind. I thought I had an extra fennel bulb, but I don't. But you can buy these anywhere. You can get Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, just any grocery store. I just got mine from Trader Joe's, and it'll come in a bulb. So if you get them from Trader Joe's, the stem is pretty much chopped off. There is a little part that you just want to chop the stem, or yeah, the stem, I guess. Just chop it off at the top, and then if you want, you can chop part of the core off, just like an onion or something like that. I just left it on, so I chopped the top off and then I just cut it in half, and then I use the smallest amount. I use avocado oil and I just put a little salt, and I actually cooked it in my air fryer at 370 for 15 minutes, and you can see it's like golden brown and yummy and delicious. You can also just use this, you can cook it in the oven. I think I said probably like 350 to 375, or it's going to take a little bit longer in the oven, probably around 20-25 minutes. And that's going to really cook out that licorice flavor. But if you don't mind the licorice flavor, if you love fennel, you don't even have to cook it, or you can cook it like 15 minutes. So it's totally up to you. You can kind of experiment with it and see what you like, and how long to cook it for you and your preferences. So all I'm going to do is just thinly slice this, and you can see it's very soft, which I kind of like. You can cook this for less time, and it won't be as soft. It'll be a little bit more crunchy, so that's just gonna add more texture to your salad. But with our apple and our Brussels sprouts, that's just gonna add texture as well. So I don't mind that the fennel is soft. And you can slice this any way you want. I'm just doing pretty thin slices because it is a salad. And I don't know, sometimes, just aesthetically, sometimes I just want something nice. So I'm just gonna pop this into my dish over here. And I'll show you. So I sliced the other half just for time's sake for you guys. But yeah, so that's one whole fennel bowl. And then we're gonna use our apple here. So I'm just gonna go like this. And then I'm just gonna thinly slice this again. And totally up to you how thick you want your slices. And this is just gonna add a lovely sweetness to our salad. And then last little bit. And this is a very small apple. I probably got half a cup out of that. So whatever you want, it doesn't really matter. So that's the apple, and then the Brussels sprouts. I have, how many do I have? I think I have about 7 Brussels sprouts here. Again, probably around a cup or so. If you have trouble eating Brussels sprouts, right, anything the cruciferous family, I highly suggest steaming them. Again, I've talked about this a lot. When you steam your food, you don't lose as much of the nutrients. You know, if you were to fry it, if you were to even saute it, bake it in the oven, grill it, anything like that. So steaming is a lovely way to still cook your food, but still maintain all of those lovely nutrients. So if you have trouble digesting them, if it's hard on your tummy, if you get gas, if you bloat really bad when you eat cruciferous vegetables, again, steam them anywhere, I'd say from like 5 to 7 minutes. You could probably do it even less. Again, you just kind of have to experiment with it and see what works for you. That's a little tip for you guys. So these are just raw. Again, I eat so many veggies. I've trained my gut over the years, so I can eat almost anything at this point. So again, I'm just gonna thinly slice these. Levi knows the sound. He's just waiting for his fixins right now. So, and again, with the Brussels sprouts, if you slice them pretty thin, you shouldn't have too much of an issue. And if you do steam them, you can just leave them whole. You can chop the stem off, or you can leave the stem on, doesn't matter. So just steam them whole and then let them cool a little bit, and then you can slice them. Super easy. And if you ever have a bad Brussels, like if you ever go too far, you can just take that outer layer off of the leaves. You just kind of peel it back and you're left with a beautiful Brussels sprout. All right, almost done. Last 2. Last one. All right, so let me move this out of the way. All right, so now our dressing. All right, so I just have a little container. I've talked about this before. I love using just little small containers, whether you get them from takeout, whenever, like if I use up like mustard, anything like that, anything with like a glass jar, this is plastic, I keep them. I don't keep all of them, obviously, but I do keep just a variety of sizes and shapes, just because they're so handy when it comes to like dressing, sauces, anything like that. You just put whatever you're making, pop it in the fridge, and you're good to go. Super easy. So, all right, so I'm gonna go with lemon zest here. So I'm gonna go probably about a teaspoon or so. I love flavor. I might just do the whole thing, to be honest. Actually, that's probably about a teaspoon. So. Get that in there. You could do orange zest if you wanted. You could do a combination. But lemon is just so classic. You can't go wrong with lemon. And I love flavoring my veggies with just lemon. Sometimes I just do some lemon juice and a little bit of salt and you're good to go. I think sometimes we can overcomplicate things. and just feel so stressed out about, you know, adding, you know, 37 different ingredients, when sometimes the best thing is just to go really simple. And I think you get to taste your food. I think we forget what our food is supposed to taste like just because there's so many additives, everything's over salted, and just, you know, we're just programmed to and conditioned, right, just to eat a whole bunch of crap, so we forget what natural food actually tastes like. All right, so I'm going to juice this. I'm going to use the whole lemon. If you don't have lemon, you can definitely just use some apple cider vinegar. I love making dressings with apple cider vinegar. Most of the time I do a combination of lemon juice and apple cider vinegar, so whatever you want, again, is totally up to you. This is just kind of your baseline recipe for you guys. All right, and then as always, I use maple syrup, but you guys can use monk fruit sweetener, whatever you want, just a little splash of that. And then I'm going to use some Dijon. I'm gonna go about a teaspoon. And then just for flavor, just a pinch of salt, because salt, again, just helps bring out everything, and it's just such a small amount. So even if you are someone who's trying to lower their sodium intake, a pinch of salt isn't going to hurt you. And then a good thing about making this in some sort of jar is all you have to do is shake it. So give that a good shake. And then as always, we're going to test. That's the beauty of cooking. You can test as you go and fix things, add things. I'm just gonna give this a little taste. You know what? Just for ha-has, I'm just gonna add a splash of apple cider vinegar. Because why not? And apple cider vinegar is so good for you too. And if you wanted to add some herbs, thyme would be absolutely beautiful in here. Oh yeah, okay. I'm just so used to lemon and apple cider vinegar, so that's why I added the apple cider vinegar. Again, you do not have to. It's delicious on its own with just the lemon. So I'm gonna give this a good little mix just for a second, and then I'm just gonna pour my dressing now. If you are taking this to work, if you're meal prepping, batch cooking, anything like that, if you want to eat this later, especially if your dressing has oil in it, don't pour your dressing over your dish, because when there's oil in there, that's when your greens, they start to wilt and it gets really soggy and oily. So little tip for you guys, right? Like if you're going to work and you're bringing your own food, anything like that, wait till you're going to eat your dish before you pour your dressing. This, however, does not have any oil in it, so it's good to go. Nothing will wilt on you. But again, if you want to keep it fresh and vibrant, just hold off on the dressing until you're about to eat your salad. So I'm not going to use all of that, but we're just going to coat everything. And if you wanted to make this more of like a main meal, you could do some lovely quinoa, you could do some farro, some couscous, any sort of grain that works for you would be absolutely delicious. You could do some like radicchio is a winter lettuce. You could do endive if you wanted. I'm just trying to think of things that like aren't like veggies and dark leafy greens that we don't normally think of and that we don't, that aren't prominent in our diet, just varieties for you guys. All right, so we're gonna taste this. I want to get a little bit of everything. There we go. Oh yeah, you guys. This is so good. This is so good. We got that crunchiness from the Brussels sprouts, and there's a little bit of a bite too to that fennel, just with some of the pieces and then you get that sweetness from the apple. Oh, it's so good. And then the dressing is bright, it's acidic, it's fresh, so it kind of cuts through all that sweetness with the fennel and the apple. Absolutely delicious. If you wanted, you could definitely add pomegranates. You could add some dried cranberries, some craisins if you wanted. You could add a little bit of like some nuts. You could do pumpkin seeds. Slivered almonds would be delicious in here. So you can really make this into like a lovely full-blown meal, but this on its own is absolutely delicious. I hope you guys try it. Let me know, tag me. Yeah, and if you have any questions, like if there's a particular vegetable, a particular dish that you want me to make healthy, please, please, please let me know. I'm running out of ideas, so please let me know. Tag me, leave a comment, because I'm here to help you guys. So, yeah, guys, I will catch you on Wednesday. I'm talking about some of my favorite like party holiday dishes. So if you're going to a party, if you need to bring something, hopefully this helps you. And yeah, I will catch you guys on Wednesday. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye, guys.